I am going to introduce 4 microphones that I mostly use to create video on this channel. But I'm not gonna get into the internal microphone comparison in the camera because you and I both know that the built-in microphone in the camera just doesn't have the professional sound quality. And that's the exact reason why you click on this video to see some of the better alternative that I'll be recommending. I will try to make this as unbiased as possible, and you will be the judge of how each microphone sounds. To be fair, I use all these microphones based on different circumstances or environment that I'm in. And I like to use all of them. But you will be purchasing the microphone based on which one it sounds the best to you and best fit your purpose, right? So now, this is an interesting book called 100 Tricks to Appear Smart in Meetings by Sarah Cooper. It's a rather entertaining book that I can certainly relate based on the experience that I have in the corporate world. And I'm going to read a few tricks from this book and switch between the audio outputs between all these microphones just to see how each of them sounds. So the 4 microphones that I'll be using in this videos are the USB roll mic connected to the computer, and the standalone TASCAM directional mic, the MOVO directional mic connected to the T2i DSLR, and the remote microphone attached to my shirt sending a message to the transmitter that's currently rigged up to the camera that is filming me right now. By the way, so far all the sounds that you'll be hearing now are coming from this remote microphone that has the transmitter attached to the camera right now. And this company is called FiFine. So the company sent me this microphone for me to review it. And I thought, it would be a good idea to compare against all the microphones I have so far. Trick number 1, encourage everyone to take a step back. There comes a point in most meetings where everyone is chiming in except you. There's a great point to go, guys, can we take a step back here? Everyone will turn their head towards you, amazed at your ability to silence the fray. Follow you up with a quick, what problem are we really trying to solve here? And boom, you bought yourself another hour of looking smart. What problem are we really trying to solve? And boom, you have bought yourself another hour of looking smart. What problem are we really trying to solve here? And boom, you bought yourself another hour of looking smart. What problem are we really trying to solve here? And boom, you bought yourself another hour of looking smart. Trick number 2, ask the presenter to go back a slide. Sorry, could you go back a slide? There are 7 words no presenter wants to hear. It doesn't matter where in the presentation you shout this out. It'll immediately make you look like you're paying close attention than anyone else is. Because clearly, they missed the thing that you're about to brilliantly point it out. Don't have anything to point it out? Just stare silently for several seconds, then say, okay, let's move on. Don't have anything to point it out? Just stare silently for several seconds, then say, okay, let's move on. Don't have anything to point out? Just stare silently for several seconds, then say, okay, let's move on. Don't have anything to point it out? Just stare silently for several seconds, then say, okay, let's move on. I actually do that sometimes. So trick number 3 has to do with when you're on a conference call and you're not seeing each other's face. What you do is you ask who's speaking. If someone starts talking without announcing who she is, interrupt and ask who's speaking. Even if you know exactly who he is, this is a great trick to use when you know you probably won't say anything else on the call. Even if you know exactly who he is, this is a great trick to use when you know you probably won't say anything else on the call. Even if you know who it is a great trick to use when you know you probably won't say anything else in a call. Even if you know exactly who he is, this is a great trick to use when you know you probably won't say anything else on the call. And now I'm going to take all these microphones outdoor just to see how I perform. And due to the limited portability issue with this USB roll mic, because it's connected to this computer in order for it to work, so I won't be using this USB roll mic outdoor. Trick number 4, interrupt someone's update, then let them finish, the Kanye style. If someone is giving an update on an object, interrupt him and let everyone know how important this update is. Then ask the person to continue. This establishes your dominance over the meeting. This establishes your dominance over the meeting. This establishes your dominance over the meeting. Trick number 5. Suggest taking that offline. When you have no clue what everyone is talking about, suggest taking that offline. Remind everyone that deep discussion is better in person. When someone asks what constitutes a deep discussion, say you are not sure, but you're open to discussing it offline. Say you are not sure, but you're open to discussing it offline. Say you are not sure, but you're open to discussing it offline. Trick number 6. If someone comes up with a good idea, say you had that same idea years ago. If someone comes up with an idea that everyone seems to like, say you had the same idea before. This way you have aligned yourself with a good idea by indirectly taking credit for it. This way you have aligned yourself with a good idea by indirectly taking credit for it. This way you have aligned yourself with a good idea by indirectly taking credit for it.
Everything mentioned previously is all for entertainment purpose, for laugh only. Do not take those as advice.
So which microphone should you get? It's a tough decision when all of them sounds fairly competitive. To me, for the best sound quality, I use the USB Rode microphone for most of my silent commentary. And it is very inconvenient in the way that once it records, all the file gets stored into the computer directly without having to take out the memory card and then stick it in and then transfer, so it avoids all that. As for TASCAM, MOVO, and the FiFine remote microphone, I use all three interchangeably, but TASCAM is really good at recording music instrument like piano or violin and guitar. And all three of these portable microphones are really good at on-the-go commentary. However, these directional mics really requires the speakers to get somewhat close to the camera. You can't really be too far away for the microphone to pick up your voice. Whereas the remote mic, because it's remote, the microphone is always on you. So you can walk as far as maybe like 50 feet to 100 feet away, and then it's still able to maintain the same quality of sound. However, the downside of using these remote microphones is that it does require some sort of wiring underneath your shirts and then put it all the way up to under your neck. And you know, it's not really ideal for interviewing a third person. You can't really ask them to put on the microphone always on the spot, you know. So that's it for the comparison. I hope you were able to determine the microphone that suits your purpose. And I will have all the purchasing link for all these microphones as well as the book down in the description below. So you can find the link down there. And let me know which one did you end up liking. And on the last note, be respectful and give a thumbs up and subscribe.